I'm recording this again because the microphone wasn't on. I was gonna have today off, but apparently not. Stupid microphone.
Thomas Edison's electric lamp, Orville and Wilbur Wright and their flying machine, Walt Disney's art of animation camera, Steve Wozniak and the microchip for use with video display, Stephanie Pollack's protective fabric, even Michael Jackson's method and means for creating anti-gravity illusion. What they and many others share is something called innovation.
Students are designing and building candy bridges. We started by introducing them to different types of bridges.
Whether it happens among students in a classroom or engineers in a laboratory, innovation is a process, a series of steps that begins with imagination and results in the creation of something of value for society.
Innovation is improving upon the
Doesn't need to be valuable to society.
knowledge and information that's out there and taking what is already known in the world and improving it, making it better.
Christiane Pulliam is a supervisory patent examiner at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Headquartered in Alexandria, Virginia, the USPTO is an agency of the Department of Commerce that employs more than 8,000 patent examiners, many of whom are scientists and engineers.
It is the agency in the United States government which oversees patent and trademark functions.
A patent gives the inventor the right to exclude others from making, using, selling, or offering for sale their invention without permission for a limited period of time.
Limited period of time, that's ridiculous. They're able to basically come up with ways to extend the patent ridiculously long amounts of time.
On average, the USPTO receives about 500,000 patent applications a year. It also registers trademarks, which help designate the source of products or services.
The trademarks can be logos, brand names, most commonly, but they can also be colors.
A trademark can be almost anything: characters, shapes, and even sounds, such as NBC's signature 3-note chime.
It's not NBC, so I guess they can play it.
The innovation process begins with vision, creativity, and the simple desire to address a particular problem or need.
You have to see what's out there and see a problem that you want to fix, and then you have to come up with a way to fix it.
Figuring out a new technique, a new method, a new combination of existing things can be innovative.
Beyond just an idea, innovation also often requires financial support. In the U.S., many innovations are funded by government agencies.
I think you mean many innovations aren't funded by agencies. I'm just saying, like, the agencies that fund innovation, unless it's military technology or something that would be good for the government, it's probably severely underfunded, if I'm being honest.
Such as the National Science Foundation, as well as by private companies, foundations, and other institutions. The NSF, an independent federal agency, issues about 10,000 grants per year for research and education in fields of science and engineering.
We write a proposal to National Science Foundation to explain this is our idea, to explain how the device or science will benefit society.
Beyond imagination, research, and funding, innovation also requires vision, persistence.
They have innovation requires vision. Show a picture of an eye.
Involvement of people from different
Close
backgrounds
up.
and varied expertise who collaborate in order to create a new product or process, something that may solve a problem in a new way.
Or maybe solve a different problem.
From a different angle. Teamwork is so essential that I would say without any hesitation that it won't happen without teamwork. and you don't really.
It's not true, but people can invent things without teamwork. It's just that is usually helpful because it's hard for one person to be an expert on everything.
Know where the shortcomings are, where the most powerful refinements are, until you actually go through the process of doing the experimentation, building the devices, doing a few design iterations.
To apply for a patent, the inventor is required to fully disclose the necessary details about the idea, which is then investigated by a patent examiner. The patent examiner conducts a thorough examination of previous patents, scholarly journals, the internet, and other sources to ensure the invention is new. During this process, the inventor is often asked to make revisions of the application to help clarify the invention and distinguish it from others.
So there's a lot of give and take with the patent examiner so that their job is to help you craft the language of these claims so they're not overstepped.
I mean, the thing is, if you look at this, right, there is been times where there have been famous patent scams. I know Trump has hired one before, or he still has one. He hired some guy in the White House who ran this thing where there were someone would apply to him for a patent and he wouldn't do the work, which is way easier. Of course, a lot of the patents got denied, so then he would get sued, and it was a big deal. But yeah.
Thing onto somebody else's property.
It takes quite a bit of time to do all that searching and to produce office actions, allowances, rejections for each application that's handled here at the office. Right now, the average filing to first action for a patent application is about 23 months.
Congress has passed the American Invents Act, and one of its goals is to reduce the amount of time a patent application takes to be processed. Once a patent is issued, the inventor has a tool to protect his or her invention against patent infringement, which occurs when someone makes, uses, sells, or attempts to sell the invention without the inventor's permission. But when a patent is issued, the innovation process doesn't end. Instead, the patent's disclosure of the details of the invention helps other people draw on the knowledge and potentially inspire future innovations.
That enables the next generation to learn your stuff and come up to a new set of knowledge to go forward.
If you don't bring it into the world, then the inventor down the street might not be able to improve upon it if they don't know that it's out there. So it's about sharing that knowledge.
Perhaps most important in the innovation process, in addition to having imagination, is education, especially in the subjects of science.
Education. A lot of people don't have education, though. That's the problem.
Technology, engineering, and math, providing the base that can help a student become an innovator. USPTO volunteers work with local students to help promote innovation.
It's so exciting to see the light go on in the spark when these kids figure out that they look at it.
Oops, sorry.
Local students to help promote innovation.
It's so exciting to see the light go on in the spark when these kids figure out that they know how to do it, that they have an idea, that they can implement it.
What's the bridge going to look like when you look at it?
Whether building a candy bridge or designing a new machine, innovation is what helps us imagine, invent.
Well, it's actually, the candy bridge is not innovation because they tell them how to make it. They're just executing it. Also, pretty much every candy bridge has been done by this point.
And inspire others, and along the way, give back to the world.
Okay, finally, I'm done.